shoot. Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Hobo Honey Badger here, and today we are going to do a Insurgency Sandstorm training video on what to do, what not to do, how to peek corners, how not to peek corners, how to clear rooms, how to not clear rooms, etc, etc. So, in this video, we are going to be going into the firing range to do this. That way, I don't get put into a lobby with randoms because none of my other friends besides my friend T-Sergeant have the game. So, for this, I'm going to be using and show you how I would clear. Give me a sec. Alright, so the main gun in this game that I use, the main two guns for SMGs are the Sterling and the Grease gun, mainly because both are actually good, reliable guns. Both are from World War II. For those that watch the video and those that subscribe, can testify that I am the fanatic when it comes to firearms from World War II. Especially the fucking Grease gun. I love it. It's a great gun. So for this video purpose, I'm going to be using the Sterling because it's actually a pretty good gun. My secondary, I always go with the good old, if I had it unlocked, I would go with it, the 1911, but we're going to be using the gun that I actually have is the M45, which is a modernized version of the 1911. Okay. And since the class I play is going to be Breacher, I'm going to equip myself with flashbangs because that's what I start off with. We're going to remove this explosive because I don't have another explosive unlocked. Don't have binocs. I run heavy armor, light carrier, gas masks, and a combat knife. So, first and foremost, I forgot to put my attachments on the gun. So first and foremost, what you want to do is set up the way I usually set it up. I don't go with any custom scope. For this, I use the recoil grip, suppressor, and extended max. That's the only three attachments I use. Other than that, I do not do anything else to freaking modify the gun. Right, respond to that. Now, the topic I'm going to go ahead and start off with is building clearing. So, what you want to do is, don't clear a building by yourself. Make sure you're always with your team. Have at least 1 or 2 squad mates with you. So let's just say this building was had a garrison of maybe 2 to 3 more enemies in it. So what you would do, there's no door in this freaking area. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna try to find a building that actually has a door. If I can find one, then we'll use that building. If not, we'll come back here. The reason why I want a door is because that way it makes it more authentic and realistic. Alright, here's one right here. So, what you want to do is stack up, have at least 1 or 2 people guarding the building, at least 1 person right there guarding the window, another person right here watching this window. You want to make every entrance and every window cleared. That way you don't get ambushed or attacked. So what you want to do, you don't want to kick. Okay, you can do 1 or 2 things. One of the things that you will do will end up having you killed. You can either 1, slowly peek the door, pull out your flashbang. Don't do what I just did. Don't do what I just did. What you want to do is actually fucking throw the flashbang in the door. I accidentally freaking hit the door and closed it. What you want to do is you want to get it good angle, throw a flashbang in, then kick the door down. After that, check corners. Make sure every corner is clear. If there's an enemy, light them bitches up. And then have your teammates stack up. If there's like 2 or 4 people with you, have them stack up on each different doors and breach them individually. So let's just say I had a teammate, 2 teammates with me. 1 on each side of the door and 1 in front of the door. The teammate would then, on the side of the door, open it, throw a flashbang in, kick the door down, and get all the enemies that are in here. After that, you have cleared this room, stack up with the other teammates in the next area, do the same thing, rinse and repeat. That's how you're supposed to clear a building. Now, let's just say, for instance, the doors were already kicked down and there was probably someone watching this door. What you would do then is get a good angle, see, oh, that door has already been breached, there's probably someone in there. So, go around to the window, equip your flashbang if you have one, peek the corner, throw a flashbang in the window, and then move in. This is how not to clear a building. Is go solo, kick down the door, and just peek the corner without flashing or anything like that. You always want to make sure the building has been flashed and or you have teammates with you. That is how you clear a building. Next, we are going to go over how to use cover to your advantage and when not to peek around, and show you what to do and what not to do. So, let's see, spawn enemy squad. Spawn enemy squad, what you want to do is, because they don't know where I'm at yet, I'm going to go ahead, run to cover. You want to slowly peek around the corner. I can hear the enemy's footsteps. They can't hear mine because I'm crouched. They're giving themselves away by shooting their guns. Don't do that. Never do that. Unless you have a line of fire, like they just did, do not shoot your weapon. You always want to make sure you have a target to shoot at. Like that. Peek around the corner. Another thing is, okay, the bots in this game are kind of a poor example to use because they always know where you are 24/7. They basically have aimbot. They basically know where you are. And they're depending on the bots, they can be smart. So anyways, that's another valuable lesson on using cover to your advantage and when not to peek out of cover. The lesson from that is when is to say there was again, we're going to go back to earlier before I died. I saw an enemy trying to jump around this corner. Basically, what noobs be trying to do in this game is they will try to find a corner, try vaulting it, because they're used to basically like unrealistic games like Call of Duty. You would be able to jump over this long ass wall right there. In this game, you cannot do that. And because it is sheet metal, there are some visibility spots you can look through to see whether or not there's an enemy crossbow. I don't know if I can shoot through that or not. Let's find out. Yeah. No, you cannot shoot through that. So what I did, since I saw him, is I peeked around the corner. He came up in front of me while running, lit him up. And then I went around here, peeked this corner, and an enemy with a rocket shot and killed me. Now this leads me into demolitions. Some classes have access to rocket launchers for this because it's my favorite. I'm going to use the Panzerfaust 3. Mainly because it's a German rocket launcher and I actually like German weapons. So let's just say you're in a tight spot and an enemy truck, you hear an enemy truck starting to pull up. So what you would then do, so you press and hold R1, press down on the D-pad once, pull out your rocket launcher. Oh, shoot. Alright, so you then pull out your rocket launcher, listen for the engine, There's the truck. Get in an ambush position. Crouch. Aim in. And the truck is a little bit fast. Aim in. And fire. Then you would immediately go over to the radio by pressing and holding L1 and saying, enemy truck destroyed. We can move up. Or, if you're clearing a building like earlier, I forgot to mention this, say you were clearing a building solo and you killed a couple enemies. You would then press and hold L1 and say, building is cleared, we can move in. Now if there was enemies out in the open and you and your squad were lighting them up, just to be sure, just double tap and make sure the enemy's dead. And once again, press and hold L1 and say, enemy down. This game is all about communication, and this game is all about basically being a great tactician, which I am iffy on because I'm still learning the ropes. But I played realistic games such as Hell Let Loose, Postscriptum, and other games, so I'm familiar with how to clear corners, how not to clear corners, how to clear buildings, how not to clear all that stuff. Now let's say, for instance, you're playing Breacher and you decided to, instead of using a flash grenade, you were using a frag grenade. It's basically the same concept, but instead, let's go back to that building. Instead of throwing the grenade in the door, because that it would be a high risk of, again, earlier I accidentally closed the door and the grenade bounced back and flashed me. What you would then do is you would go up to this building, press down on the D-pad twice, pulling out your grenade, crouch walk, do not run and or regular walk because they can hear your footsteps. Crouch walk all the way up to this window, press L2, throw a grenade. Wait for it to explode. Move in. Corners cleared. Left room clear. Moving into the right. Right room clear. Back door open. Go in to check it out.